Bahuma right side. Gonna cut it inside. Looks now for the end zone.
I mean, you're better off just rolling it down the field, the 40-yard line, than kicking a line drive to number 15.
Salcido in motion. Snap taken, heating. Gonna throw down the seam. He's got Coleman in the end zone. Touchdown.
I love it, Eric.
Look out. Off to the races. Matt Morrison. Blitz up the middle. This one intercepted. Picked off at the flat. It's Lynch on the road, down by a point. Capetta calls his own number, takes the plunge, and ends up in the end zone. Four-man rush. Throws across the body, looking for Peters. He's got him on the run. The holder is Savati. It's clean. The kick is up. Good. Good. Well, hello, everyone, and welcome here to Merrimack. Nick and Astis, Steve Beals with you. It's our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. The Keene Blackbirds and the Merrimack Tomahawks, two teams seeking their first victory of the season here in week number 2. It's the home opener for the Tomahawks, one of my favorite places to call a game. Well, and it's packed. Parking lot jammed about a half hour or so ago. The students are out with a Hawaiian theme. The band is down on the field. It's a football-type atmosphere here in early September. Merrimack, led by longtime head coach Kip Jackson, struggled out of the gate last week on the road against a very tough Nashua North defense. We spoke with Coach Jackson last night. Told us, candidly as always, that not quite sure what he has. One thing we know, Steve, is that this Tomahawk squad, year in and year out, typically get better as the season goes on under Coach Jackson.
Yeah, I had no idea that Coach Jackson had 5 new guys on the offensive line last year. 5 kind of rookies or starters for that coming year. And he said this year he has 4 because he graduated, I think, all but 1. And so offensive line has been kind of move in, move out, and, it puts Coach Jackson in a position where he has to assess these guys' individual ceilings, see where they're at, look at the number 2s and see how they're doing, but he will do that. Merrimack will be a work, as in Coach's words, Nick, a work in progress. Coach Pat Node was on last night, talked about his team. I'm really looking forward to see the young Ray, and because I'll tell you, his older brother really impressed me. My understanding is younger brother is as advertised, and he is a disruptor on defense and a one-man gang on offense and draws double teams pretty much every play. So
you're talking about Evan
Ray, yep.
The junior, who, of course, has big shoes to fill following behind the older brother's departure. Emery Ray, who graduated back in June. Keene put up a good fight.
Yes.
In their home opener, the season opener, last week in week number 1 against Salem. It was a Blue Devil victory, 19-14. But Keene and head coach Lynn Patino did do some good things in that game.
Yeah. Again, we saw Salem, and we saw a lot of plays in the Salem game. It was all fast-paced, so we got a lot of content in a half there at the Jamboree. I thought the Manchester Jamboree, give a lot of credit to Ryan Ray. I thought they did a fantastic job. I don't think there was a team there that didn't benefit. Clearly, after all said and done, the Alvarin Broncos did well by playing Bedford, seeing the standard and coming in with a win. But as far as Coach Patino is concerned, one of the things I like about him is there's no secrets. He comes right at you. He's out of the power eye and play action off of that, waiting to see how the defenses respond. But the key is for them tonight, Nick, they have to establish a running game that's successful enough to force resources off the defensive backfield to come up. On the other hand, quarterback. You got a new quarterback playing for the Merrimack Tomahawks, Nick. My understanding is he didn't get a lot of time, to say the least, being kind about that. He was running everywhere to try to find an opportunity. So let's hope for the Merrimack Tomahawk fans that they got a good week of practice and their offensive line is a development in progress and they'll show improvement over last week. I really like this matchup. Very looking at speed on the Merrimack side, looking to spread the field versus we're coming right at you. We're going to smack you right in the face. Both of these teams are going to try to impose that individual will on each other we'll see who'll win out at the end.
Yeah, it is a contrast of styles. One end of the spectrum against the other. Merrimack, as we know, traditionally likes to spread it out, although they will run out of the gun. And that's expected tonight as well, whereas we'll see the old school formation packages on the Keene side. One thing to watch is the weather, as right now Merrimack is under a thunderstorm warning, and the latest forecast shows potential rain over the next 3 hours or so. So we'll keep our fingers crossed and hope that the storm cell can pass us by and we can stay dry.
One of the things you're talking in the beginning, in the opening, Nick, about the Hawaiian look, right now it feels a little bit more like Malaysia than it does Hawaii with the humidity out here. Yeah. I will say, though, I'll take it, Nick, because I think that it is heavy air, but in this situation it's down in the low 70s and going down lower. That's good. There'll be perspiration, but it's not going to be overheating, and that's what we wanted to see these guys be able to have the stamina to be able to finish this game strong. Give us a good 4 quarters of football to call here.
Merrimack in the end zone, Route 3 buzzing behind them.
Yep.
And the youngster holding the American flag is Josh Ozog. Ozog, the junior, set to lead his teammates out here onto the field.
Yeah, one of the things that I thought Roger Brown, and I think across the league, the media in New Hampshire really loves football. All of the media outlets, I think, do a good job that have an opinion on where teams are, various power polls, so on and so forth. Looks like we're going to have the anthem. We'll come back.
Of Brendan McWalter.
Well, a great job, as always, by the Merrimack Band, led by Brendan McWalter.
Flawless, Nick, really.
And there is Josh Osage bringing out the Tomahawks onto the field in the home opener. Both teams tonight looking to even up their record at 1-1 in a very competitive Division I Western Conference.
Absolutely, Nick. And a couple things. We're going to have the band on at halftime, so stay tuned at halftime. We'll have them on for you. And, boy, after what I just heard, I think it'd be worthwhile to hang around and watch. We can listen. So, we're talking before about the media talking about which teams are where. These teams, I think, are fighting to get in that mid-tier. Roger was talking about kind of like the middle tier, the upper tier. I think these teams are at the lower end of the middle tier, and I think they're fighting to work their way up. That's where I would put them, Nick, at this point. Got good coaching, got some good players, but they've got some young players that need to gradually grow in the role.
All right, the opening coin toss here about to take place. Merrimack on the home sideline. Tomahawks in the blue uniforms, shiny black and blue helmets, and, of course, Keene in their road whites in their first game away from home here this season. Contrast of styles, as we know, and, well, these teams have been involved in some competitive games over the last several seasons, a bit of a rivalry starting to develop ever since the realignment put them in the same conference. Of course, Merrimack spent years in Division II before making the jump up, well, a while ago now. And, of course, one of the best teams to come through here was that 2015-2016 group led by Justin Grissini, who almost went all the way, but lost to their next-door neighbor, Bedford, in the postseason.
And, of course, they were involved, as we were talking before the opening, Nick, about how they went in and they shocked Bedford in Bedford last year with Mr. Hyde. What you said? Romello Hyde, 50 carries.
50 carries.
I think it was over 200 yards, if I'm not mistaken. And I heard, my understanding is he just, I watched the game, and he just lowered his shoulder. He was highly motivated and was a workhorse. Offensive line did a great job. We've talked about that end of last season. I think that was the catalyst that really got Bedford, standing up and saying, hey, is this who we are? And they finished out, never lost a game.
That's right. And did not surrender a point until the championship
game. Absolutely. That's a very good point.
Part of a 15-14 victory over London.
A la Donahue defense. Remember, we were talking to him at the Ukeka a little bit, and he did himself a heck of a job. We had said going into halftime, if you can't contain number 10, then you're going to have trouble, and that's just what they did in the second half.
All right, coin toss in the books. Coach Jackson, won the toss. His team going to defer to the second half, so Merrimack will kick things off here. And we should see the Blackbird offense
and how that's
front
changed.
Center momentarily. 4 captains for Keene. We mentioned the junior Evan Ray at the top of the broadcast.
Excuse me.
But the 4 captains are all seniors, all veterans as well. Trey Jewett, Aiden Tarr, Wyatt Avery, and Owen Hope are the 4 captains in white tonight. All right. Going out onto the field here first is Merrimack. Keene lingering back. Coach Patnode, spoke with him on the phone live from the car yesterday. Dipped out in the middle of practice to speak with us. And he put a little emphasis on the secondary tonight for obvious reasons against this Merrimack pass attack. So we'll have to wait and see what the Keene defense looks like later on in this first quarter.
Yeah, tough couple of weeks. You start off with Salem, who's coming right at you. Very similar to this team, but now Coach Patnode's got to look at a spread team. So they're going to get a lot of different looks in a matter of 14 days here.
The senior Matthew Schmidt getting set to kick this one off for Merrimack, and we are underway here.
Nice kick
from Merrimack High School. This one is a good kick. It's fielded inside the 10-yard line by Avery. He goes up the middle, breaks the tackle, crosses the 30, and ends up at the 35-yard line before he's finally brought down by Merrimack's senior Jack Thornton. So 1st and 10, we'll see this ground and pound oriented offense here under Coach Patnode, and a familiar name under center, Aiden Tarr, now a 3-year starter as a senior.
Tomahawks talking to Coach last night, Coach Jackson. He's talking about, and you play against offense like this, you got to hit at the pad level. We're going to see how they perform tonight.
Well, I stand corrected, not Tarr, but the sophomore Kaysen Abbott. And we got a dive play here off the middle. Avery not going to get much off a left guard. 2-yard pickup to set up a 2nd down and 8.
Yeah, Coach is looking for about 4 or 5 yards there. He wants a 2nd and 5, 2nd and 4, maximum 2nd and 6. That's how that offense runs, Nick, and puts them in a position where they can pretty much open up the playbook for 2 plays.
Getting a little bit of a breeze
2nd
here
and 8.
now.
Yeah, feels good.
As the game is underway. It's been hot all day. On 2nd down, a run right side this time for Sawyer Leppel. And Leppel, the junior, seeking the 45, is going to be stopped.
Number 23, I believe.
At about the 43-yard line to set up a 3rd down and 3. Tackle goes there to Anthony Almonte, the senior for Merrimack.
Yep.
So a chance now for the home defense to force a 3 and out. Merrimack going to crowd the line here with 5 down linemen. Man in motion is Avery. They fake to him. Now they do give it to him. He goes up the middle, and he's got a 1st down. into Tomahawk territory across the 50 on a pickup of 8.
Little misdirection there. I thought it was well done. Kind of fake in the middle, coming off to the side, fakes the fullback, and then lets the fullback go in, creates the pile. He's got one man to beat, cuts inside, says bring it on, and he lowers his shoulder and gets the first down and more, Nick. That's how he wants to run this offense. I'm sure Coach Patnaud, like what I'm seeing so far. Nice job. Nice play call. I like that. Everything was kind of cut in the middle, bunching up in the middle there, and I like the way that he turned inside and took it right upfield.
3 backs now behind Abbott on first down and 10 for the Merrimack 48. A run right side and a good cut. That's Leppel's second carry, and he picks up 8 of his own down to the Tomahawk 40-yard line.
Yeah, somehow I couldn't see it. I'll hopefully see it on replay. So the edge was won there by the Blackbirds, Nick. I don't know who it was. We're going to see it here. Wow, nice job by 64.
Yep.
Was able to get in the way, and he just did a terrific job there. Stayed with his block, had his hands inside. Nice form, good work there. Gave the runner an opportunity to push it upfield.
That's the senior co-captain, Owen Hope. 64 in white tonight. Second down and 2 from the 40. Back to Avery. Takes his time and then plows forward. Down to about the 36-yard line.
Yeah, that's
another first down here for Keene on the ground.
I think we saw Mr. Ray there clean out some room in the middle there. Looked to me, Nick, like he was in the chest of the linebackers as the runner was coming through the line. If that continues to happen, Coach Patnaud is going to have a good night here with his running game. So what will happen is Coach Jackson probably going to have to look at some double teams there, Nick, bringing in some extra resources, and then it's all about the offensive response to that and trying to find where there are openings. But as of right now, Evan Ray, if I have that correct.
Evan Ray. Yep. Emery, his older brother, was an all-state lineman, as we know, up front.
And terrific in the Chad game.
His little brother is picking up where he left off. 3 minutes in.
Oh, nice call.
Opening
nice
drive of the game, and the first penalty is on the way. As 2 flags fly simultaneously.
Well, you start running right at him, Nick. What happens is the defensive line has that sense of urgency. That's a good time to play games with a cadence and give. I believe the Blackbirds false start. So he was drawn off sides. So in that particular case,
well, now 1st and 15.
It wasn't the cadence.
And a little
Certainly
bit
looked it.
A little bit of momentum perhaps taken out of this drive.
Yeah, not what you want when you put together 3 first downs, Nick. You want to be able to stay mistake-free, especially in a running attack offense.
All right, 2 wings here. Quarterback keeper looking for that far sideline. Lowers the shoulder, the sophomore fearlessly. Crosses inside the 40, tackled inbounds at about the 38.
Looks like number 10, Nick, did a heck of a, if I have him right.
It's Ozog was there, Thornton as well for Merrimack.
Yeah, he came up, and there was a thump between those two when they met, Nick. Watch this. Number 10, Lowe's. Nice job. You talk about, Coach always talks about playing at the pad level. There's an example of it right there where he stood him up, and that's why he only got 2 yards if he got that. Nice job tackling there.
Second down and 13.
Joshua.
Ball at the Merrimack 38-yard line. 5 Tomahawks up front again. Handoff. A little more room this time to the left. That's Avery, who churned the legs and cranked out a couple extra yards after contact there. Call it 6 in the end to set up what looks like a 3rd down and 7.
Yeah, if you're the away team here, Nick, and you're a running offense, you really want to convert here because when you're playing away, you really want to score first. There's a sense of momentum that you have, positivity that comes out of scoring on your first possession when you're away, and kind of sets the stage of kind of evening the score, so to speak, a little.
Keene yet to go to the air. Will they here on 3rd down? They roll out the quarterback. He does toss toward the stick, and the catch is made by Wyatt.
It's a big play.
That's a first down as he leans forward down about the 20-yard line to pick up 13 and keep this drive alive for the Blackbirds.
They had him strung out, Nick. There was nowhere for him to go. The defensive line did a good job of cutting that off. Good job coming up, but not enough time there. Nice throw by the quarterback. Good job extending the play.
It goes for 18. Big pickup, longest play of the drive so far, nearly 4.5 minutes gone by.
Yeah, he knew where the sticks were, too, and lunged for a first down.
Keene looking for the red zone. They go to Leppel. He goes up the middle, lowers the shoulder, Trying to sniff out the 15. Comes up a little shy of that mark, but a good pickup of 5. Second down and 5. Tackle there for Merrimack by Thornton. Starting to pile them up here on this drive defensively for Merrimack.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I think that was Evan Ray again, Nick. I don't know if we got a replay of that, maybe afterwards. But nice. Really like this. It's so important to have good work. Right now, I don't think he's actually. Yeah, that's him.
Back to Leppel. 2 straight carries, but this time nowhere to go as it's bottled up front.
Good job by the Tomahawk defense there, Nick. Good read. Watch the linebackers, Nick. Coach is going to train these guys. You stay home until you read correctly because this offense has got a lot of misdirection potentially at times built into it, depending obviously on the play call. But the linebackers, the interior linebackers, stayed home. They didn't leave their spot, and as a result, once they had a good read on it, they came up and stuffed it.
They got Merrimack's biggest players on that far edge, and he's been at ground zero. That's Thornton more often than not so far.
Yeah.
This one is bottled up. Leading the charge, Jonathan Sadia, a junior who got some good early penetration there to shut it down and bring up 4th down, 4th and 4 on the way from the Tomahawk 15.
Yeah, it's been a journey here, Nick, down the field. A lot of plays. You got to give the Tomahawk defense a credit. I'm sure Coach Jackson's happy in this exchange here of downs because they're doing a good job coming up. Coach Patno is of the belief that he can get in that A gap between his guard and the center on the left side. But this is a big play right here.
4th down and 3. Crowd chanting defense here in Merrimack. Tomahawks crowd the line. They toss it to Wyatt. He drops the ball. It's a fumble, and that will do it for Keene's opening drive. Merrimack able to swarm into the backfield. It's a loss of 5, and now the Tomahawk offense will take over.
Every defensive coordinator likes a bend but don't break defense, Nick, and that's exactly. You get in my red zone, you're not going to get any further. And that was a good rush. Yeah, took his eye off it. Look to me, you got to get the ball a little bit of a high pitch, but still should have been had. If you look at here, that's somewhat of it's up towards the neck area, but you want to have your hands out and get it. Quick pitch like that's hard to.
Well, Merrimack, no nonsense. They get right to the line of scrimmage and snap the ball quickly.
Yeah.
And on a run up the middle,
speaking
there's
of a quick
not
pitch,
much. A 2-yard gain up to about the 20-yard line. A little bit of breathing room, and the Merrimack will not huddle yet again as they hurry to the line. Quarterback is Sahil Mujahar. Mujahar is going to run to his right, going to throw it out of bounds. Incomplete. Play. Now a 3rd down coming.
Yep. And defensive line appears, Nick, to have been able to penetrate there on the rollout side.
Mujahar, who was on the run more often than not, unfortunately, for Merrimack last week against Nashua North. Saw some immediate pressure there as well. So 3rd down and 8 from their own 18. Keene, after turning the ball over on downs, hoping to force a 3-and-out here. Just over 5 minutes first quarter. Mujahar to his left. Tries to split 2 defenders and is tackled well short. Gets to the 25, but seeking the 28.
They're going to kick.
A 4th and 3, and no nonsense here. Coach Jackson going to trot out the special teams as we await the game's first punt.
I think Coach Jackson is say, hey, you know what? We held. Our defensive held. It's too deep in our end. Let's play the field position game and believe in our D.
Aiden Centrella is the punter. The senior with his toes at about the 10-yard line. Back deep for Keene is Colin Tinnin, the sophomore. This one is whistled dead. I do not see a flag. And what happened there, Steve?
I think it touched the ground. So this is going to be a big field position play. If I'm not mistaken, this is going to be 1st and 10 for the Blackbirds. That's a big change right there.
That's a huge play.
Yep.
Basically a turnover as the ball now is inside the 11-yard line of Merrimack.
I don't know if we saw. I was looking out in the field. I don't know if the replay went, but
you blink and you miss it.
Yeah. Well,
if we can get a look,
here
it comes.
The wizard at his wizardry.
Yep. Our director, Ben Beals. You see the knee there, the right knee.
Yeah, so he was down. Not the ball bounced, but his knee was on the ground.
Now 1st and 10. It's back to the ground. This is Avery. And again, nothing up front. Could not find a hole. He does push his way forward for 1 to set up 2nd down and 9 from the 10-yard line.
Yeah, so far Merrimack doing a good job with the defensive secondary, Nick, with the linebackers doing a good job not having to clamp down and open up the play-action pass. But Coach Patnode is not afraid to run 5, 6, 7, 8 plays to set that up. So far, Tomahawks look very disciplined in their position play between the linebacker and defensive backcourt.
They've had the football the majority of this first quarter so far as we tick down towards 4 minutes. And now a flag will fly.
False start.
Another procedural penalty here against the Keene offense is going to cost the Blackbirds 5 yards.
Yeah, I mean, you're coming down in the red zone, Nick. You pick up a great opportunity, and that's 2 miscues on either the snap or the pitch, Nick. That's going to get costly if you keep doing that in the red zone. They've got to, might be a good time for a timeout. Talk to the guys, say, look, do the fundamentals first and let the play develop after that. But this sort of stuff is never going to work. And but I'm sure if they do this again, I'm sure Coach Patton will probably go out there on the field and kind of talk to him. But this is a costly thing. You want to score when you're in the red zone, or you get given a good opportunity.
2nd down and 14. The sophomore going to check the line, going to take the snap, going to hand off. It's Lapel. Lapel turns the gas, and then is tackled around the shoulders.
Yeah, shoulders, but great
right
tackle.
Around the original line of scrimmage at about the 10-yard line. So we've got a 3rd down and 9 on the way from the 10.
Jonathan Sardia. Watch him roam. Nice job keeping his hip square. That's good work. Yes, he wants to tackle a little lower, to your point, Nick, but he scraped the line, the defensive, but behind the line of scrimmage there very, very well, and he came up. What he does want to do when he comes up is hit it pad level. We'll talk about. I know, Dick. It's a fast-moving game.
Offense here. Good hole this time. Up the middle goes Avery, and he's tackled inside the 5-yard line. That is close.
It's close
to a 1st down.
I don't think he has it though, Nick.
Trying to find the 1-yard line. They're going to spot him inside the 3.
Wow. Big complexion.
It looks like 4th down and about 1.5 yards.
Now, you saw number 7 stay home, and I think that's Jonathan Sadia, or Sadia. I hope I pronounced that right. He left his spot that time, and that's why it opened up. So
another 4th down here. 4th down and 2. They go to Avery, stuffed, 2nd effort, still fighting, and it may depend on the spot here. The Merrimack defense, they believe they held up. And the officials agree. It's another 4th down stop here with their backs to the goal line. Merrimack keeping this thing scoreless with 2:24 to go.
How about that Tomahawk defense, Nick, coming up? Let's take a look at this one. Let's see who stuffed that. He fought hard to get the 1st down, but so did the Tomahawks in return, Nick. We're going to see it here. Oh, that was quick.
So now Merrimack hoping the offense can pick up a 1st down after going 3 and out. As we get another look there, just nowhere to go for Avery. A good effort by the senior, but in the end, the Merrimack defense holds up. Meanwhile, the offense back on the field here, 1st and 10, going to have to be careful from their own 2-yard line. The junior quarterback is going to call his number. He's going to hit at the line of scrimmage. He's driven back into the end zone. The officials look at one another.
No.
Keene wants a safety. The officials, I think, are going to spot this one about the 1-yard line.
If that, but it's forward progress. He came out. Boy, these defenses are just foiling. Watch the stick here from number 5. He comes up. Watch the stick for number 5. Good job coming up. How about Evan at it again? Yeah, good spot, but that was actually Evan Ray. What a terrific job. He's a one-man gang, as they say.
2nd down and 10, no gain on the previous play. Another shotgun look. This time there's a running back to the left of Majara. Final 100 seconds, first quarter. Keene threatening to blitz off the edge. Ujawar airing it out. That's a good ball.
Wow,
it's
what a pass.
Big pickup as Merrimack through the air is going to cross the 30-yard line. Making the catch is Logan Day, the senior, one of the leaders of this team.
They got
free there, and the pass was on the money.
Watch, they get the matchup that they want. He's looking at him all the way. It's a one-on-one matchup. He's free. He's got open coming across the middle of the field.
Meanwhile, look out.
Wow, this is a fast
Things
game.
go south quickly on the snap. Majara had to just cover it up, and it's a big-time loss here. Jewett was the first there for Keene, and again, the Blackbirds get some penetration.
Well, one thing for sure, is if you give this young man time, he can throw the ball. That was a well-thrown ball, Nick.
31 on that pickup through the air, but a loss of 7 there.
But they're out of the deep territory, which they want from the field position.
Second down and 17. Flag going to fly here, and they're going to blow it dead.
Oh, he can fire a ball.
The catch was made, but again, the whistles had blown, and the flag is down right around the line of scrimmage.
He can throw a dart, Nick, and with accuracy. Nice job moving back, good footwork. And look at that footwork. Excellent. Stays right. You give him time, he's going to fire a good ball. He's shown me he's pretty accurate there, at least so far.
Well, somebody jumped early on the defensive line there.
Yep.
So the penalty is against Keene. That's the third penalty against the Blackbirds in this first quarter. Final 40 seconds here. Merrimack, again, 2 wide receivers to each side. Mujawar in trouble, scrambles to his left, now has his eyes downfield. He's got a first down, and then some, all the way to midfield before he's tracked down from behind by Trey Jewett.
Yeah, watch what happens. The reason he is where he is right now was a quick decision. He saw nothing there. He sees the hole. Look at him. Watch him. Never a thought. Just goes. Has a mismatch there from a speed standpoint, an agility standpoint. Great job.
Let's pick up a 21 on the ground. First and 10 from the Tomahawk 49-yard line. Again, Mujawar going to dance this time and get taken down by the ankles as Ray finds more penetration.
Yeah, he's packing up some tackles here, doing a nice job.
That's a loss of 1, and that'll be the final play of this first quarter. Well, Keene, they threatened twice, knocking on the door, but 2 fourth-down stops for Merrimack keeps things scoreless. Can the Tomahawk offense pick up where they leave off? We'll find out on the other side. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
Start of the second quarter here in Merrimack. No score between the Tomahawks and the Keene Blackbirds. Nick Anastas, Steve Beals with you. It's our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week presented by Beals Insurance. Hit the subscribe button. Do us and yourself a favor. Stay in the know. Live broadcasts each and every week. Broadcasts, plural, each and every week here.
Big weekend next weekend.
On FNLNH Media. All right, second down and 11. Merrimack back to work, and the junior throws this one low as Mujawar cannot find Centrella.
Yeah.
Incomplete, third down, 11.
Now, when you got to run for your life all last week in the situation there, that was really, he's got to run when you have to, but he had a nice pocket there to throw out of. He wants to relax, but you got to give him some plenty of reps where he can relax, so that becomes the norm. In that situation, he just rushed that past Nick. He had a receiver open with probably 4 or 5 yards after the catch to go.
Both teams seeking their first win after dropping season openers last weekend. The throw on the run is on the money, and there's a nice catch. Centrella able to pull that one in for a first down. It's a gain of 14 as Merrimack crosses into Keene territory for the first time tonight.
I saw his accuracy. I saw right from the beginning, Nick. He's an accurate passer, and he's making some good decisions. The only thing is if there's not a need to panic, don't sit in that pocket because he's got a gun right there, and he's good with it.
First and 10 from the Keene 38-yard line.
Oh, I love this play.
First stretch play of the day is going to go for a big one. This is Garen Brown going to finally be pushed out of bounds just shy of the 20-yard line. They'll mark him out at the 21. Well, we talked to Coach Jackson on our program, which can be heard every Thursday night, FNL Gridiron, presented by Beals Insurance. And the first name he brought up, Steve, was Garen Browns, as the senior shows us why on that play of 16.
Yeah. Smart player, goes outside. Good job, 5 fingers of the football, Nick. Well, I just love that play call. Whoever made that call from upstairs, downstairs, or wherever, nice job. That's a really good call. Everything was bunched up. They couldn't get to him. They overstacked the line, Nick, and then what happens is you got that outside edge available, and he took it. Nice call.
Merrimack trying to enter the red zone for the first time here on drive number 2. This is Garen, another stretch. This time the edge is shut down, and it's a loss of 1 along that far side. Second down, 11 on the way.
Logan Day's got to hold his block right there. If we see that again, you're going to see Logan has got to stay with that block. He hits that block. He cuts up inside. If he's outside, push him out. If he's inside, cave him in. Watch here, number 21. You're going to see over here, he misses that block. He's got to hold number 10 right there, and he's got an opportunity to hit to get some good running room there.
Eventually brought down by Leppel.
Just fundamentals, that's all. It'll come.
Meanwhile, Majara looking over at the sideline. Coach Jackson in communication with his junior quarterback. Sadia is the tailback to the right of Mujawar. Just over a minute gone by. Second quarter. Back to the air. Near side. Catch made by Garen. Tackled immediately.
What a nice job.
By Isaac Nelson. The senior was waiting for him with a bear hug there.
Yeah, that's a nice job, Isaac.
Merrimack is inside the 20 as they spot him at the 17.
Yeah, watch Isaac here. He knows exactly. Comes right up. Wraps him. Makes sure that he doesn't interfere. Look at this. Watch him come up, Nick. That's just excellent defensive work. He knows his job, and he did it.
That'll set up a third down and 5. Merrimack started this drive back at their own 1-yard line. Trying to keep it going here, but
what a mess that was.
We'll have to wait a moment as a flag flies.
That looked like it was on both sides, Nick. It just a complete breakdown.
You get a timeout, actually.
Oh, is that what? Okay.
I thought there was a flag. No, it's just a whistle, and a timeout is called. It's the first one of the night. Our broadcast brought to you by Beals Insurance. Locations in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance gets you the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Visit BealsInsurance.com. Also by MG Sports Fundraising. That's fundraising made easy. MG Sports Fundraising is the official fundraising partner of Friday Night Lights New Hampshire. Visit MGSportsFundraising.com. Start raising money for your team today. By New Hampshire iPhone Repair. It's done while you wait, and it's backed by their lifetime warranty. Now with 5 locations in southern New Hampshire and on the seacoast, visit NH Tomahawks. No, not yet. Visit NHiPhoneRepair.com. Now we get to the Tomahawks.
There you go.
That's, of course, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NHTomahawks.com and also girls.NHTomahawks.com. And finally, by Spectrum Monthly. Powerful local advertising solutions. Find out more at SpectrumMonthly.com. Nick and Ask This, Steve Beals with you. It's our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week presented by Beals Insurance. Both teams looking to even up their regular season records at 1-1 after dropping the season openers last week. And this one is a low snap, and that play has no chance. 3rd and 5, a disaster there as Ray swallows up the quarterback. It's a loss of 6. And now a 4th and 11 on the way.
Disaster, yes, but he didn't really. Actually, it was just a misplay. He could. What he did here, I like his instincts. Watch. Gets the snap. It doesn't work. Just immediately picks it up, wraps it with 10 fingers, 2 forearms, and just whatever's there.
Secure the football.
Secure the football. Start over again. Good job.
4th and 11. Coach Jackson going to leave the offense out on the field. Ball at the 24-yard line. Keene going to rush 5 here. Mujawar is going to pitch it near side for Centrella, who's going to run out of room. Forced to the boundary there by the Keene linebacker, Michael Hansen. But a flag is on the play.
Yeah, that's a discipline issue with not staying calm on a play like that. A little stuff going on the sidelines here. We'll probably see it on the replay. But you got to stay cool. Looks to me like it's going to be against the Blackbirds, Nick. And that is a big play if that's the case.
It could be a personal foul, as there was some extracurriculars going on there after the whistle and the flag came in late. You see there, the sophomore kind of came in late on the hit. I don't know if Hansen's going to be tagged for piling on.
There's a discussion here, Nick, going on with who this penalty is on. There's back and forth going on. I don't know who it's on. I thought it was on the Blackbirds, but maybe not here. Okay, there's one on the Blackboard. So it's first.
It's
first
going
down.
to be it's going to be
It's not
Keene,
enough. It's
gonna
not
be
enough.
Keene ball.
Yep.
But they're going to lose yardage.
Right.
And I believe that penalty was against 51 and white. Michael Hansen, the sophomore, may have come in late.
I know I keep saying it, Nick, but
either way, it's against Keene.
I love the communication between the officials. Really like that.
Yep.
Get it right. Don't make a wrong call beginning. Sit, talk to each other, stand and talk to one another, and now they're all on the same page. Nice job by the man in the white hat.
Nearly 3 minutes gone by, second quarter. Keene set to begin their third drive of the ball game. Their first one ate up nearly the first half of the first quarter, but ended in the red zone on a turnover on downs.
Yes.
The second one started at the 10-yard line of Merrimack, but again, the Tomahawk defense held them scoreless. So now drive number 3 begins at their own 14-yard line. They run the ball here right side who was that? That was the junior.
Yep.
It looks like on his fifth carry, Sawyer Lapel.
Watch the replay here, Nick. You're going to see three lead blockers coming. They're running to the right spot, but they're not finishing. And Coach Patno will work on this. Watch those three, 24-4. They're really not finishing, Nick. 24 did a good job pushing out, but 2 others kind of missed. You want to get full body and control that defensive guy. Get your hands in the breastplate. But that'll come.
2nd down and 7. Handoff. And again, this one is bottled. Merrimack swarming as they stuff the box and shut down the hole. In the middle of all that madness there again was Jack Thornton, who has unofficially 6 tackles here in this first half.
Yep.
So a 3rd down and 6.
Key of this game clearly, Nick, is the Tomahawk defense standing tall. That's what we got after the first quarter of this game so far. It's going to be interesting if things begin to change or somebody's able to build a little momentum, change some play calling, attack different parts of the field. Going to be interesting to see what each coach does.
Wyatt Avery's been busy. Here's his 10th carry.
Yeah.
On 3rd and 5. He's hit at the line of scrimmage and driven down by Thornton.
Yeah, this is
Sadia there as well as Merrimack continuing to win victories up front here in this first half.
Yeah, their linebacker core is scraping the line very, very well. A little bit having some problems picking up these guys. Okay, and number 7,
it's
Sadia has done. I've been watching him all game, Nick. He's really doing a great job at linebacker here. He's attacking the line pretty square. Still like to see him a little more square, but he's got some athletic gifts that are just allowing him to do things. But the main thing is he's reading well, and for most of the plays, he is staying disciplined.
Riley Grady, the junior, was in on the play as well, right next to Stadia there on that previous stop. We got a timeout here with 4.5 gone by, and upcoming 4th and 6 facing Keene.
Yeah, the other thing I just want to add about Sadia, he's tackling a little high, but he's so good at what he does. He's getting away with it. But that's not going to work against. As the caliber of the player that you're going against goes up, and the size and strength, but he's got a lot of gifts. So the 2 things I would say is stay home till you actually read the play, which he's doing most of the time. And the other thing is, he just wants to begin to tackle it, which Coach Jackson preaches all the time. At the pat level, come through that tackle, lift, get the wrap, and then drive. But this guy. This young man has got a lot of gifts. He's looking good.
4th down and 6.
Having an
Keene
impact.
Set to punt the football for the first time. And that one's off the right leg of the freshman Braden French. It's a good one. Handled at midfield.
A terrific play.
And tackled immediately. No real chance there for Logan Day, but he does stretch that return out to about 4 yards.
Yeah, who made that tackle? Was it number 8? Who made that?
That was Isaac Nelson.
Isaac, okay.
The senior, number 2.
Number 2, okay.
On the stop there. So Merrimack.
Nice job.
After forcing the punt, they're going to get excellent field position here.
Yeah, Isaac.
Their best starting field position of this first half. It'll begin at the Keene 47-yard line.
For the Tomahawks, as far as tackling is concerned, Isaac Nelson is having himself a game, too.
Yes.
He's playing a super game for the Blackbirds right now. And so these teams have some talented players. This is just about progression throughout the year. So far, what we thought, pretty even matchup so far.
It's been a game of field position.
Sure has.
And both defenses have stood tall. All right, the corners are way back. Another low snap here and another loss in the backfield.
They got to fix this, Nick, because this is really never allowing them to offensively to get started, because this young quarterback can make some things happen. But between not having time last week and now not being able to get a clean snap, his gifts are not able to be shown. Because when they provide him time and a good snap, he's making some things happen here for the Tomahawks.
Loss of 4 on the play, second down and 14.
Now it kind of makes you don't want to force things here. Take what they'll give you.
Anthony is the tail. Ujawar takes a high snap this time, pulls it in with one hand and lets it rip down the near sideline. That went incomplete. Pretty well covered.
By
Nelson,
who else?
Yep, was right there and almost came away with an interception.
Yeah,
Instead, it's an incompletion that brings up 3rd and 13.
I would say he and Ray, because Ray you don't see as much, it's on the interior, but I watch it. I would say he and Isaac are really doing it. Everybody, on the defense is really, for the most part, doing a pretty darn good job on both sides.
Yep.
But as far as the Blackbirds are concerned, that young man looks solid.
And Nelson, a senior, part of this senior class that Coach Pat Node has said has had to lean on a little bit more than usual. The numbers seem to be down in Keene overall.
That's what I was saying, yeah.
He's got a group of dedicated guys that have played a lot of varsity football at this point, and Nelson is one of those senior leaders. All right, Mujawar on 3rd and 13. Going to roll right, got a little bit of room, going to throw on the move. This one is knocked away, incomplete. Josiah Sales, the senior, got his right hand on that ball as it came in to knock it away, incomplete. Now 4th down and long on the way.
Watch the velocity on this ball, though. Good job extending the play. Wow.
Throw comes off the back foot.
Watch this. He throws this into tight coverage. Still no time for the defensive secondary to make it up. He was able to get him in the back. Little behind, but boy, he can throw a ball on a line.
Intended there for Guerin.
Nice kick.
Meanwhile, this punt is high into the foggy night air. And a fair catch is called for and made at about the 22-yard line. On a pretty fundamental catch there by Colin Tinnin, the sophomore, able to get square and bring that one into safety. So
not easy to do.
1st and 10 on the way for Keene as we continue to flip field position. Midway through this second quarter, still no score here in Merrimack.
Midway through the second quarter. Boy, this game is flying.
Yep, we got underway at about 6:30 Eastern time, so in real time, 37 minutes since opening kick. A chant of defense from this standing student section in their Hawaiian theme tonight.
Oh, what a well-thrown
ball. And a throw is on target. Catch made, a leaping grab there out of the backfield by Leppel. Well, and another completion here for Kaysen
Watch
Abbott.
this. You go to your weak side, you're going backwards, and that's arm strength right there. That's just a terrific job. Look at this play. Look at this. These guys are doing – look at that throw right over the defense, knew exactly where he had to put the spot, and nails it. That's a big play for the Blackbirds to get out of deep in their own territory.
Leppel's been busy. Now 6 touches, 5 carries, and that's his first catch for the junior. They go to the ground. And up the middle goes Avery. One man to beat. It's Anthony. He's going to drag Anthony and everyone else with him.
Wow.
Down to the Merrimack 40-yard line. That's a big pickup. An exciting first down there as the Keene sidelines rejoices.
Coach Patno is going to be really proud of what this young man did. He gets in the secondary. He's got his first down. What's he do? He puts 10 fingers and 2 forearms on that football. And what else does he do? Keeps moving those legs in small jab steps, and that's what he just carried it. What a terrific run.
Avery.
Very tactically sound.
With the longest play from scrimmage so far in this first half for Keene, a gain of 27. They're going to push the pile here down inside the 40, close to the 35 when it's all said and done. Another carry for Avery, who has been the workhorse so far with now 12 carries.
Looks the defensive line on the interior, Nick. Coach just put in another player, a reserve player in. They may be getting a little tired. This offensive line of Coach Patno's is really beginning to gel here and win individual battles in the trenches.
Coming up on 5 minutes. 2nd down and 5, and Avery is hit at the line of scrimmage.
Number 5.
First one there was Nathan Sadia.
Yep.
Not to be confused with Jonathan. The two
all
juniors
the family
have both played well here in this first half.
All the family, or at least cousins.
That is a 2-yard gain officially.
Nice work. It's a good drive for the Blackbirds.
3rd and 4. Merrimack trying to come up with another big stop in their own end. Keene goes right back up the middle, and it's going to be close.
It's
trying to find the 30-yard line.
I think he has it.
That was Leppel, and I think they're going to spot it right at the 30.
Ooh.
Should be a Keene first down.
I thought he had it. Yeah, he does.
Now we get the signal.
Yeah, he does. Jeez, Nick, I don't like to be wrong on that. You know how important that is.
I don't think you've ever been wrong on the spot.
Well, I think I was wrong once.
Maybe 4 or 5 years ago.
I think I was wrong once. What's the old adage? I don't know how they say it. I was wrong once.
Well, you weren't wrong there. 1st and 10. Hand off. Again, nice. Avery. No, this is Leppel. Leppel sheds one man, but is then finished off in pursuit by about 4 other Tomahawk defenders.
Nice pursuit.
And he's lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage.
He is. Actually, he worked hard for that, Nick. And so starting to platoon a few defensive linemen in here. Seemed to work for him there, Nick. Held the ground pretty well. That play just took forever to move forward, Nick. That's what happened there. Just sometimes runs, they just don't happen. And when the running back looks outside and there's nothing there, just turn upfield.
4 minutes remaining until halftime. Keene fumbles the snap. Trying to get it back is Abbott. And Keene will maintain possession. A heady play by the sophomore who dove forward, reached out with that right arm, and eventually recovered his own fumble there.
Looked like a pretty good snap to me. Looked to me like he was starting to run the play, Nick, before he received the snap. You just can't do that. You got to hold. You got to make sure that you have the ball in order to extend the play. It's very, very hard to concentrate and do, but that's that chemistry that happens between center and quarterback. But
we got a sophomore under there.
Yeah.
It takes some time to develop, perhaps. Yeah, all right, big play, 3rd down and 11.
Big 2 plays coming up, really. This is 2-down territory.
Here comes the defense chant. Snap. Abbott to his right, throws, incomplete. That one in the ground and incomplete.
Yeah, look to me, Nick.
In the area of Case Driscoll, the junior wide receiver.
He had Leppel open on the outside there, Nick, running kind of a flare route. And you'll see it here, but I think the bad snap, it takes away that split second of vision on the field. If you look out to the right there, there's a wide open Leppel right over on the right hand side. He just they got to get, both teams have got to get their center their snaps in order, because it's costing their offenses at critical times.
Just over 3 minutes remaining, first half. Coming up at halftime. Full recap, stats, highlights, analysis, and a live look at the Merrimack band as well. Coming up in just a few minutes at the break. All right, 4th down. Keene going to go for it on 4th and 11. Abbott is going to tuck. He's going to run up the middle, and he's got the first down.
And no flag.
He's going to spin his way all the way down inside the 15 to about the 13-yard line. That's a pickup of 19. And Keene is alive and well once again inside the Merrimack red zone.
That's a heck of a run. He ran heavy, too. Look at that. He says, I will not be denied. I know what my team needs, and that's just a great job. Runs with some power. Watch this. Nothing there. Says, I'm going to go for it. Sees a little bit of a green space down the field. Not afraid to lower his shoulder.
Eventually, it was Logan Day who brought him down for Merrimack. On 1st and 10,
gone.
And Avery going to cut this one up the middle for a touchdown.
That's a good piece of running. Offensive line, Nick, I said this about 3 minutes ago. Offensive line is beginning to take over the game of the Tomahawk defensive line, and they started platooning some players in, but seems to be a little fatigue factor on that defensive line. They've been in, and they're taking, look at that blocking up front. Terrific job. And when you're taking on Evan every single play, the interior of that line is going to start to break down. You've got to really have 2 guys take him on. But their running backs and quarterback are running well when you give them just a little space.
Extra point, not going to happen. The kicker picks it up. This is the freshman French. He's on the run. He throws towards the goal line, and it's knocked away near the pylon.
Nice
incomplete.
Recover.
So the extra point try fails, and it remains 6-0 Keene with 2:42 to go in this first half.
Watch this. Nice job. Knew exactly what to do. Clearly been practiced. This team has actually had a little time to practice. Then everybody goes out, runs to the corner. He looked upfield for a second. He said, nope, not going to get in there running the ball. Had him there, but just a great defensive play by number 23. Anthony Almonte. Nice job, Anthony. Good tight coverage there. kind of caused a little havoc, couldn't come away with the ball. Nice work.
Wyatt Avery, again, was the man on that drive for Keene.
But
he's
Nick,
now got, Steve, 73 yards in this first half on the ground, 18
Not
more
surprised.
in the air.
Yeah.
That touchdown run there went for 14.
That's big. And but on the other side of the coin, when you're the away team, you don't want to give up the extra point, Nick. You want that full 7 or 8, depending on whether you're 2 point or 1 point on the conversion. But you want that if you're the away team and you score first. But, however, they've drawn blood first here. They've got into the end zone. But I think is equally as important as the points, and they are. Also, the offensive line is beginning to take hold, and when they're hitting their blocks and they're coming off the line well, good job on cadence, and they're winning the battle in the trenches right now. Tomahawks have got to come out in the second half, get a little rest, get hydrated, and play a good half defensive interior. But right now, Coach Patnode has got to be pleased with how his team has, as far as that offensive line. That's what both these teams are trying to build here. He's got to like what he sees.
That last drive went for 78 yards.
Yep.
And included a 4th down conversion.
Yep.
All right, so we're going to have to clear the field here, Steve. Lightning is going to give us a delay here with 2:42 to go in the second quarter. The crowd is being told to exit the stands and seek shelter either inside or in their cars. I believe the rules is that we have a half-hour delay, and that clock restarts every time there is either the sight of lightning or the sound of thunder. So we may be here
we were concerned about
for a
this.
while. 2:42 remaining second quarter, and we're going to step aside for just a moment as we get set here for this delay. 6-0 Keene. Don't go away. We'll be back here.
Yeah, good game.
In just a moment. You're watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.